Teaching touch. Do not use the cue yet. Start with your dog facing you. Place a treat between your fingers. Clearly present your flat hand in front of your dog's face. When your dog touches your hand to eat the treat, you can either use your clicker or you say a clear yes. Do a full set of 5 repetitions, and if the dog gets it right, you can then make it a little bit more difficult. So here we are, and you can see Sky is eating the treat that I'm placing between my fingers. No cue yet. Now we follow the same procedure with a slight difference. This time, do not put a treat in your hand. Clearly present your flat hand in front of your dog's face, and when the dog touches your hand, you can either use your clicker or say a clear yes. Reward this correct behavior with a treat and repeat the process for a set of 5. If the dog gets it right all 5 times, then move on to the next step. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I present my hand and the dog touches my hand, I click and I reinforce. Still no cue. This time we change hands. We're changing hands so that the dog learns that it doesn't matter which hand we present. We perform as before, we mark and we use a treat to reward the correct response. You can place a treat between your fingers to help the dog get used to the new hand. And if the dog gets it right all 5 times without a treat, then you move on to the next step. So here we are, and I'm swapping hands. So I'm going to present just one with a treat in my hand so that Sky gets used to the fact that it's the same behaviour with a different hand. And the second time there's no treat there, but I follow up with the reinforcer. No cue yet. Now we're going to make it more difficult. This time you're going to move your hand further away from your dog. You clearly present your flat hand, but just a little bit further away. When the dog touches your hand, you can either use your clicker or say a clear yes. With each successful completion of a set of 5, you move your hand further away. You repeat until you're happy that your dog is fluent in the process. Now, if at any point your dog is unsuccessful, you are going to remove your hand and re-present it. So there the dog was successful, I clicked and I reinforced. Now I present my hand, he doesn't touch. I quickly take it away, I re-present, and he touches. Add the cue. You can now use the verbal cue. To add the cue, you repeat the process as normal, but just before you put your hand out, say touch, or your own personal cue. Verbal cues should be short and happy. Repeat this process until your dog has grasped the concept of touch. Basic hand touches have now been taught, but you'll play lots of games to advance this skill. Now what I will say is please remember to let the dog finish eating his treat before you re-present your hand. So there Sky is eating his treat and I wait for a minute and now my hand comes down. With your new cue, we can now start some more advanced learning. All you're going to do is simply move your hand far enough away so that your dog has to move towards your hand. You reward the correct behaviour with treats, and you obviously click or say yes. In small increments, you gradually move further from your dog. You can also teach your dog to follow your moving hand. Remember to start slowly and you can gradually increase the speed or the distance that they follow for as desired. You can also present your hand from different directions, from the right, from the left, in front, behind. You go from this to this.
Touch! Good boy! What a good boy!